Hey folks, and welcome to the 5th and final episode in my Ear Stretching 101 series. If you have not watched this whole series from the beginning, please go back and do so, or else you're going to miss out on a lot of very important information. This video is all about the aftercare and long-term maintenance of having stretched ears, because unfortunately, having stretched ears is not as simple as just sticking a plug in your ear and forgetting about it and not doing anything to it. I'm gonna start off with cleaning. Now, you've probably heard or experienced at some point in your life that stretched ears have a smell. Like most other parts on your body, your stretched ears will only smell if you don't clean them. The skin inside your lobes does the same thing as the skin pretty much all over your body. It sheds dead skin cells and it secretes sebum. However, unlike the skin on the rest of your body, where the dead skin cells just kind of fall off or get rubbed off on clothing or whatever else, the dead skin cells inside your earlobe are trapped in there because you're, wearing jewelry in there, and so the dead skin has nowhere to go. And if you don't clean your earlobes every single day, then the dead skin cells and sebum and sweat and what have you, that all starts to build up in there. And then bacteria start feeding on that buildup of gunk, and it's the bacteria that cause the smell. The good news though is that there is a super simple way to prevent your ears from smelling disgusting. Just clean them on a fairly frequent basis. Take your plugs out, clean the inside of your lobes, and clean off any of the gunk that is sticking to your jewelry. In regards to what you should use to clean your lobes, basically any mild cleanser will be fine. Just make sure that it's not something that's really harsh and is going to dry out your skin, or something that's like loaded with alcohols and perfumes and stuff like that. After you've cleaned your lobes, it's really important that you then moisturize them. Moisturizing your lobes not only keeps the skin nice and soft, but it also improves the skin's elasticity. There are a lot of different things you can use to moisturize your lobes, but natural and pure oils are usually the best. I know some people use bio oil on their lobes, however, I'm not sure how safe that is on a freshly stretched lobe, so if you are going to use that, just reserve it for when your lobes are fully healed, just to be on the safe side. Any of the oils I mentioned in the previous episode, the oils that you can use as lubes, they also work really well as moisturizers. You can also buy pre-made little concoctions, which are usually a mixture of various oils and butters, and they're really great as well. When you're moisturizing your lobes, you will also want to massage them. So get plenty of oil on your thumb and forefinger and just rub that all over the lobe, squish the tissue around and roll it between your fingers. Doing this will soften the tissue as well as increase blood flow, and having sufficient blood circulation to your earlobes, especially when they start to get thin down the bottom, is really important for having thicker and healthier lobes. At some point you may notice that the tissue in your earlobe starts to get thinner, and this can be a result of several different things. Perhaps your lobes were pierced too low, or you did a lot of damage to them while stretching, which caused the tissue to become very weak and fragile. They might not be getting enough blood circulation, or it could quite simply be your anatomy. There are a few things you can try in an attempt to thicken up the tissue. However, these aren't guaranteed. You could try all of these things so many times and see absolutely no results. One of these things we've already covered, which is massaging. Another is to sleep without any jewelry in your lobes, and that allows the tissue to kind of relax, as well as allowing for better blood circulation. Downsizing is also an option. Downsizing involves allowing your earlobes to shrink down a couple of sizes before later on re-stretching them back up to whatever size you're currently at. Some people have a lot of success with this, some people have to do it a few times before they see results, and some people see absolutely no improvement. I guess you're not going to know whether it actually works for you until you try it, so I figure it's worth a shot. One last thing I want to mention before I wrap this all up is that you can only stretch your ears as big as your anatomy allows you to. If you find that your earlobes are getting quite thin, you've tried a whole bunch of things to try to thicken them, but they're just not, I'm sorry, but you can't stretch your ears any bigger. Stretching your ears larger than what your anatomy can accommodate can lead to the tissue becoming so thin that blood supply is cut off to the tissue. And when there's no blood supply, the tissue dies. So I'm assuming that's something you want to avoid. Dead tissue is permanent, there is no way to revive or restore it, so basically your only option is to get it surgically removed and have the ear sewn back up. Those lovely thoughts of dead tissue bring us to the end of my series. I hope you found this helpful and I hope you learned something. Thank you once again for taking the intelligent and responsible approach to ear stretching and educating yourself and understanding how to do it properly. As usual, follow me at these places to keep up with what I'm doing, and subscribe subscribe to be given a heads up when I upload my next video. Thank you very much for watching this series, and I will see you next time. I have spent the last 2 days filming the videos for this series, and I'm exhausted and sick of this topic, and I never want to talk about ear stretching ever again.